Yeah. So welcome everybody to this session. Today we'll be discussing about on unforgettable identity and magnetic influence. And why do we need that? We need that because we are always getting into this mode of kind of welcome Ravi to this session. So I have just started. I was saying today's session will be on unforgettable identity and magnetic influence. And why do we need that? Anybody
Thank you,
can say one or two?
Sangeeta.
Yes, Ravi.
Nice talking to you
Yes.
again. And
Yeah. If you can come to the video, that will be great,
sure, I'll do
Ravi.
that one for a moment. I'll come into it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So meanwhile,
Yeah.
this is why do we need? Why do you think we need magnetic influence and unforgettable identity? Any idea? What is your take?
Yeah. Identity is basically a token. I should say that because every individual has their own uniqueness. So
Yeah.
that's their identity. So that
Yes.
uniqueness need to be maintained and improved at every part. Second thing also, wherever you are in any situation, you are
Hmm.
not supposed to lose or compromise in your uniqueness.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
your identity.
Yes.
So maybe a better skill. What are the skills you hold? Whether it is a
Hmm.
humanity, it is like your braveness, or maybe your honest and sincerity. Whatever it that is the uniqueness of yours. At any
Hmm.
point of time, or any situation, you are not
Hmm.
supposed to compromise those skills or quality of your behavior attitude for any reasons. I say
Yeah.
that's my identity point of view. So, yeah.
Yeah. Great. So many of us, actually, I have seen in this mid-career segment, mid-career professionals, they actually don't know who they are, right? So that is why this topic I have chosen. So
Yeah.
first of all, so they when I say, suppose you challenge somebody saying that, what do you know? Then you say, how do you say that? I know this. But when you ask them, hey, these are your strengths, then they will feel the weakness. No, they feel like this
Yeah.
imposter syndrome that they don't know enough. So that is why I have chosen this topic so that no, we forever kind of solidify that identity within ourselves. And the solution, as you say, is always there. How you take your identity is your topic, right? And the second thing is magnetic influence, which means, which everybody, each of us know, influence should be magnetic so that the other person doesn't forget us at any point of time or ignore us. So that is the second thing. And the third thing is we can do it intuitively, because when under any situation, what we find is we have this gut feeling about something or other, right? Whatever situation there is, we feel that there is an inner voice speaking to us. But what happens? We tend to ignore that because that kind of seems impractical, or maybe it kind of pushes us to take action. Maybe different reason, which is why we don't consider our intuition to be the best guide, and we ignore that. So we will see how we can utilize our intuition given our self doubts also. So each of the session we will have say 10 to 15 minutes. So there are say each session will have 2 to 3 topics, and we'll start with that. The first is uh, alter ego icebreaker. I call that as that. The purpose is to loosen up wherever you are sitting. Don't feel very stiff. Please feel very light, comfortable, and loosen up wherever you are sitting. We will find our own hidden strength. So, what do we do? Close your eyes first and imagine a secret identity or superhero alter ego you'd love to be. Think about their name, their superpower that you love, respect, admire, and why you choose them. Give yourself 2 minutes thinking about that particular name. If you are getting multiple names, then choose one of them for the moment, which you will take immediately. Consider yourself, or you think that you were very close to their identity, their superpower, and so mm, just choose one name and go deep down about what are their superpower that you are so much attracted to. And what does this tell you about hidden parts of yourself? Say, you can call yourself as the navigator who can always find the right path even in chaos. Or I choose this because sometimes I feel lost in decisions, but deep down, I trust my instincts. So these are the two ways you can see it. So who you are, just write down one adjective about yourself, like chosen for myself, the navigator. You can also choose the same or something else, whichever comes to your mind first. Trust your instinct here also. Trust whatever is coming inside you. You don't have to tell me, you have to tell it to yourself because you are very convinced about your part, your within, part within yourself, which is very similar to your superhero. Think the name first. If you have a notebook, please get a notebook also. Write down the name there so that you can refer to it sometime. So get a notebook. So Luis, if you are here, then what you can do is get a notebook. Welcome to the session. We are discussing about our alter ego icebreaker. In this, please sit comfortably if you are already in.
Sangeeta, sorry to disturb into this. I may cut off my video because still I not had my lunch actually. I'll be having lunch in
Yes,
between,
yes.
but I keep listening and responding to you in terms of the things because I already the
Voice,
moment you
voice,
I
yeah,
already
voice will be fine.
made myself prepared for the superhero who I is with that.
Yeah,
It is already ready with me. The moment it is there is need for sharing, maybe sharing that point with you now.
sure, Ravi. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. So, yeah, so you're just write down in that notebook who is your superhero, whom you feel very close to. Luis, this is especially for you. Um, and which part of that superhero do you resonate? And how do you describe yourself? Because today we are discussing about our unforgettable identity and magnetic influence. So, first of all, we need to discover ourselves. And for that, this is a small exercise we are doing. So, first of all, just sit back, relax, and close your eyes maybe in visualizing that superhero that you respect, admire, and the see always whenever we respect somebody, a bit of us is we see in themselves. That is why we respect them. If somebody is beyond us, we we will admire them from a distance, but we will not kind of feel close to them, attracted to them. So keep that in mind and write down. For example, I have given myself the role of a navigator. I am a navigator because I always find the right path even in chaos. So you can write that about you. What do you call yourself? What is that quality? and just one phrase as to what is that. So we'll give ourselves 2 minutes for that, and then we can discuss if done. If done, then in the chat, if you can say done or just say done or put your reaction like hands up or something. Done already? Yes, no. Going on in progress. What is happening?
Hello,
Ravi,
can you hear me?
Luis, Manika. Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, Luis. Not able to hear me?
Hello.
Not able to hear me? Luis, are you able to hear me?
I can hear.
Yes, yes. So done, Manisha?
Can you
Yes,
hear me?
partially
Yeah.
done.
I can hear you, Luis. Yeah. Manisha can go ahead if she is done with the thing.
Partially done.
Partially done. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Give yourself some more time. Luis, are you able to hear me now? Hello. Luis, are you able to hear me now? Yeah. You can log out and again log in. Ravi, done?
Yeah, I am through. I am just waiting for the other people to like talk. Then probably I may share myself.
Yeah, yeah, you can share. You can share. They will complete in their own time.
No
Doesn't
problem.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, my inspiration, my admiration, as well as the hero, what I believe in myself, as well as things is that called the character called Chanakya.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah, that's my inspirational character right from my childhood.
Great. Great.
Because,
And why?
and Chanakya is the person who is like never lose his temper. He'll be like his emotions are been well within their control. And second thing, he is the guy who can construct as well as destruct based on the requirement.
Okay.
So
Wow.
knows what is his power and where and how it has to be used.
Okay.
And
So, if I ask you to give one name, one adjective to that, what adjective would you give
in the
to
sense,
that character?
the character is
Say, like I
he,
called myself as the navigator, right?
yes, like he's a
So,
great leader, I should say. He's a great group
okay.
as well as
Hmm.
he's a great follower also.
Great
Follower and learner. He's a great follower and learner.
learner.
He's he
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he always learn from everything what he's passing through,
yeah,
and he's a because his observation capacity are very high,
yeah. Observing capacity is very high.
very
Yes.
high, and he
So,
learns from
so
very small things actually, and he also execute it, use the same learning somewhere or other
hmm,
wherever there is a necessity comes. That too
Wow.
very
Great.
effectively.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Great observation. So you are an observer, Ravi,
Yes.
right? So you
I,
can write that down also.
yeah.
In Chanakya, you see the great quality, or other people will see maybe other qualities also. Some of them also will term him as negatively also. Many people will be that. So you have chosen the quality of an observer
Yeah.
in Chanakya because you are that,
Yeah.
right?
He's,
So,
to my knowledge, Chanakya is not only a Pandit or a Guru, he's a great warrior too. He knows all the fighting skills.
yeah,
So,
yes,
that way, he's a
yes,
warrior. So, that's a quality which I admire a lot.
yeah. So that is why when we admire, it is a quality within ourselves also. So that is why I call Ravi as an observer. So you can
Yeah.
write in your notebook in capital letter, bold letter, that Ravi is a great observer. And
Yeah.
that is a great leadership quality as well. Yes, leadership has many qualities, and being observant is the greatest of them all. Manisha, thank you that thank you for that, Ravi. Thank you
Yeah.
for that observation. Manisha,
Hmm.
yes, yes, go ahead.
Yes. So my adjective is balancer.
Yeah, and who is the
Uh,
character?
the character is me. Superhero is me.
No, you might be following somebody, right? You have seen
I
somebody.
follow. There are plenty. There is not somebody that I follow. That
Hmm.
is, I actually take examples from the surrounding.
Okay.
So it is like universe is my superhero. The
Okay.
power of light and dark,
Hmm.
the power of yin and yang.
Okay.
So that is why I have given my name as balancer, because we always have to accept the dark and light side of us. So
Hmm.
that is in the universe, uh,
Yeah.
which is happening simultaneously. Like certain things are getting destroyed and created. So that is why
Hmm.
I resonate with it. So I'll give myself this name, balancer.
Okay. That is great. And you can write that in your notebook in capital and bold. I am the balancer, right?
Balance.
Because I always balance between the dark and the bright side, and all those pleasures that you told, you can write that down. So that is number one discovery for ourselves in the first session. So moving on to the second session now, it is called tarot time. So why tarot card is because no, when you trust your tarots, they will have your energy, and they have this energy of no revealing something which is coming up in near future. Say, if for to be very accurate, if you ask something for say happening today or tomorrow, they will be very powerfully revealing. So there are 78 tarot cards. So you can think about a number so that I can draw that tarot for you in this. And why we are doing this exercise is to have to connect our intuition with our future vision, whatever future vision that we have, and whatever questions that we have regarding our future, we will connect our intuition to that, and then we'll interpret the card. So you have to think about a number between 1 to 78 and tell me the number, which number you resonate. You can write down in the chat. Also, there are not many people, so maybe you can write this. You can say it aloud also. Luis, we are into the second exercise. wherein we will connect our intuition with the future vision that we have. Are you able to hear me now, Luis? Are you able to hear me now? Okay. I think he is okay. Ravi says 7.
How many numbers do we have to?
Just one number for now.
Okay. I have a number. Should I say?
Yes, please. Yes, tell me.
44.
44. Yeah. So for Ravi,
Yeah,
so whatever question you have, Ravi,
yeah.
keep that in mind. I'll give you an interpretation of the word that I have,
Okay,
uh, the card that I have drawn,
okay.
right? And you can afterwards you can just describe what how it is relevant to your thing. So it is generally it means like the like the universe is handing you a golden seed, an opportunity to grow something tangible and rewarding. It could be a new job, a business idea, a financial investment, or a chance to improve your physical well being. It is the green light card, promising abundance, provided you nurture it. So, this um,
This is the result for 7.
result for 7. Yes.
Okay.
So, if you would like to share, then you can share if you can relate to this. Would you
Yeah.
like to share? Yeah.
Yeah, see, the number 7, what you have been told that most of the points has been very true.
Yeah.
In terms of like looking for the new opportunities. Second thing, so taking care of my well-being point of it. I always used to ensure this wherever I am. I try
Hmm.
to do my regular walking and do my exercise and everything to keep myself fit always. So I always
Okay.
feel that if at all being somebody is a competitor to me means it is
Hmm.
my age of 25 years was
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
my competition. At the age of my
Hmm.
25, how I was my fitness, everything. If I could
Yeah.
maintain now, even when I am around 70 years, if at all that God gives me their life, so I
Hmm.
have to be with the same stamina, same tempo, same enthusiasm level, all those.
Okay. Great.
So
Great.
that way, I like looking at both on my mental as well physical point of it. Same way,
Yeah.
nurturing in terms of like learning, because
Yeah.
we have to keep learning about everything around us, from everything around us. So
Hmm.
we have to grow and keep
Hmm.
us always energetic. we'll able to create a positive vibe around us
Yeah.
when we are energetic
So
and positive.
now, whatever tools, strengths that you have, Ravi, now you have intuition also in your side, right? So, what is intuition means is your gut feeling. The moment you hear something or think about something, it will be like telling you some kind of message. And it comes, gut is, it is just below in our stomach part,
Yeah.
and it's just below the heart. So it kind of resonates whatever the heart says. So it's a very important tool. It is our second brain, you know. So if you can utilize whatever the gut feeling is saying, of course, it takes some time, no practice to listen to it, to decode it, and utilize it, right?
Yes.
So you can also kind of associate something. You can give that association order to your gut feeling so that it can show up something in your environment to you. Suppose you choose a symbol like Om, right? And you tell your gut feeling that this is my question and show me an Om today in my environment or wherever you are working. So if you see that, then this is a positive, this is a yes no kind of situation for you. You can immediately interpret your answer in that manner. So if any action, anything that needs to be taken, that then you can take in without, you can take without any hesitation, without any doubt. So that knowing comes, that certainty comes. Why we become worried is because we don't know. We are worried about the outcome. That is why. So in order to take care of our own uncertainty, wariness, all those things, this is a perfect tool. Even if you don't know tarot, it is okay because I know, that is why I gave you this, so that I didn't have to go, no, focus on your gut feeling. Suddenly somebody will not be able to tell what is the gut feeling going. So this is the easiest tool. This is what, before studying tarot, actually I used to do this. And this is a quick, quick way to know how, what will be the answer, what will be the situation, how I have to go through this particular kind of situation. So that is one, but there are inherent talent within which tells us. So that is why, again, my emphasis is on our own gut feeling, on our own feeling, because the human brain and human system is a great system God has created.
Very
We
good.
need to trust on ourselves time and again. Thank you, Ravi, for that. Marisha, you would like to share your card is Page of Pentacles. It is again an abundance card, Page of Pentacles. It is a positive card also, and it says that it is a card of a student, a dreamer, a planner. It symbolizes new beginning in the material world, especially around learning, work, money, health, or practical goals. Think of it as the person who just got a great idea and is now rolling up their sleeves to make it happen. And general meaning is like it's a new path. It is about a new path. So both your cards somehow has given this interpretation of a new beginning, new path, new opportunity, new financial venture, new commitment, new personal growth. So it is maybe because you are in this session, it has reflected it immediately, right? Because you were maybe learning something fresh now, today, something new. So that's it. And is Luis back? No, he's not back. So our Our second activity is done. It is like, so keep faith, you will find clarity and creativity will flow in your next step. Then the third exercise we'll be doing is, we have done it quickly enough. So is it okay, Manisha, if you are you resonating with whatever reading it has come up? So if
Yes.
you had a question before telling me the number, then it will be a great connection to evaluate your question with whatever reading has come up.
Yes, I resonated with the question and answer. So I think
Yes.
that there is, in mind, you have some planning going on.
Hmm.
So, yes, it is definitely the answer, and just hoping for the best.
Yeah. No, it is not hope again. It is certainty. It is knowing that it will happen. And it is
Yes,
true. Yeah. So that is the thing. Everything is about our identity and how the influence we are going to create. And we have a tool inside us, intuition. And taking advantage of that intuition, we will be strengthening ourselves only. That is the purpose of this workshop. So that is activity two. Thank you, Manisha, for that. Now we'll move to the third activity, which is called shadow speed dating, which means normalize vulnerability and empathy. Say what part of you is hidden, which you love still. You are hiding from the universe or hiding from people around, or nobody knows about that hidden part of yours. Still, you love it. Which is that part? What did you notice about your hidden qualities? So, write three, four qualities if you want about that hidden qualities. Think of a hidden quality you appreciate within yourself first, and then write three, four phrases around that which is appreciable, which can be told to others. For example, I'm secretly a dreamer, though I seem very practical. You can write this. I'm a nurturer, but rarely show it at work. So many of us are like that. So this is a generic statement, but you can write down about yourself. What is that hidden quality in you so far undiscovered? Nobody notices that about you. And because of that, people may misunderstand you. Because of that, your activities, your work, your action might get misinterpreted. And you love because it is lovable. And why? Why it is lovable and how? What in the first place comes to your mind? Why you want to have this quality going on inside you, right? So while you are doing this exercise, just I forgot to add, if you have written the second activity's result in your notebook. So it is about a new path, new opportunity for both of you. So please write that down also in capital and bold letter in your notebook. New path, new opportunity. And then get back to this exercise, which is kind of finding your hidden quality, which is so far unnoticed. There are many qualities you will find. Once you find one, you will find many more qualities within you which nobody knows, not seen. But you know, because you keep on applying that, because that is part of you, but unnoticed. Can you unearth it now to strengthen your personality, show it off from now on? If done, tell me if you are done.
Okay, I am done. Although I
Yeah.
couldn't write uh, 4 points because a lot of things are not hidden. So,
Okay. Even then, you think it is not hidden, but people think that it is not known about you. So please write that down. Whatever you think, that is your quality. You have to express it. No, the key here is the expression because our personality is based on how we are perceived. So maybe we are thinking people this is very obvious about me. People know, but people don't know. People don't have time to know unless you tell them. Tell them time and again, many a time. It has to be told. It has to be expressed. It has to be displayed, right? So now have you written or please take your time to write that down. It is very essential that you have written those 4 phrases about your hidden quality. Ravi, if you are done, we can go ahead with you.
Yeah. As he told, is that like I am a dreamer, imaginator. Come, I'm a
Yeah.
creative also because many people may not at this moment may not know that I used to write a lot of poems when I was in my childhood, like around up to 23, 25 years of my age. I used to write a lot of poems and all that. I used to draw pictures and all those. But once I got into the job and other things, I slowly stopped doing all those. So many people may not know about it also that. And again, as a hidden quality point of it, people may think that I'm very rugged and aggressive person into this by my look. But actually, I'm very soft spoken as well as. In time, sometimes I used to be very childish also. That many people may not be noticing it. So
Yeah.
that's, but at the same time, I help people unconditionally without any expectations.
Mm.
Sometimes that has been like misunderstood. Why? What is the Western interest in helping people and all that? I don't mind, but doing it. But sometimes what happens, even the good cause, what we are trying to do, goes against you also. That
Yeah. So you
so
have to find the other part also. What
yes,
is making, what is your hidden quality? Still, it is making people negative. But before that, you should know that it is a rare quality to have that creativity aspect in men itself. No, many men, of course, there are poet, but how many men poet are there? Not everybody writes a poem, creates something, is a dancer or something. Men dancer are few, right? And
yeah,
those men are called alpha men. Alpha men. So you can write yourself that you are an alpha. Yeah.
yeah,
And think over it a bit more, Ravi. Now you are an alpha. You haven't might have thought about that, but that is the quality which makes learning more deep and the purpose more deep. You can connect with anybody, even though those people are not able to connect with you easily, but you can connect and tap into their energy and know about them much more than other people. So that is a great quality and that is very rare, very rare. So
yeah.
you
Because I take bold decisions, and the moment I took decision that I never look back, whatever the repercussions I be facing it across, because
yeah.
you have to delay your decision, not the access.
Mm,
So
mm,
that way I used to do that. So sometimes what will happen? Yes, all the time it may not be like a positive. Sometimes
mm.
some repercussions which have been unexpected. So I'll face it, go through that. But sometimes when the critics comes into this, when you did for the good cause, yes, as a being a normal human being, you also get hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So you know there is this somebody maybe I'm forgetting the name, but he says that make a decision, take a decision, and make it successful.
Yeah, because that's what your thought processes can be delayed to take a right decision, but the moment the decision is be taken, the action should not be delayed.
Yes, yes. So this is another leadership quality because leaders do not delay in taking decisions. They are quick decision makers. So whatever I'm saying, whatever you have written,
Yeah.
alpha is the one that you have to write in capital and bold.
Yeah.
And the second decision making is the second leadership quality that you can outline in bold. Yeah, Manisha, go ahead, please. Thank you, Ravi, for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So certain hidden qualities. Okay, so I am an advisor.
Okay.
People come to me, they talk about their problems, and I like to advise them. Sometimes I
Hmm.
like to advise myself as well. Then I within friends also I have like, I am the conflict eliminator. I don't like
Okay.
conflicts, so I
Hmm.
like to have a proper discussion and
Hmm.
reduce that those conflicts. And
Hmm.
sometimes if it doesn't work out, then we'll see.
Hmm.
So, and then there is also, I think I have a strong intuition.
Hmm.
So, whenever I feel like it's going to happen, it doesn't happen all of a sudden. It takes
Hmm.
time, but it
Hmm.
happens.
Okay.
And I'm very calculative in nature.
Hmm.
So, to every aspect, there is good and bad.
Hmm.
So, I always, uh, you know, like within time, it took some time to have
Hmm.
that calculative, that practicality in your mind.
Hmm.
But yes, I would say that I am more calculative and a practical thinker. So when I advise my friends, it's always practically oriented, not emotionally oriented.
Hmm.
And I like to observe people, and accordingly I do my advising and all that.
Hmm.
Apart from that, when it comes to the creativity part,
Hmm.
I would say I am a discoverer
Hmm.
and explorer. So
Hmm.
there are questions that I don't like to blindly believe, but I would
Hmm.
like have a logic behind it and question it. And
Hmm.
creativity, entertainer, and
Hmm.
also rebellious.
Hmm.
I would say I am rebellious as well.
Okay.
That is hidden quality which I
Hmm.
also have not seen properly, but I would like to see more of it.
Yeah. So, underline that one, which you would like to see more of, because it will lead to integration of all the qualities that you have described just now. Because the leadership quality is conflict resolution here, and the leaders are always those people who kind of give very positive feedback. So whatever advice that you give, it can go in the form of a feedback. And also whenever you suggest something, you have to keep in mind, like you always keep in mind also, that that person needs your support to take a decision. So conflict resolution is a great quality, and also this to be able to advise somebody is a great quality in any case. All of us are advisors, but but when you say, you tell a practical thing, very personal thing to somebody who, that they can see the end result, that is something very rare. So you can put in capital and bold this conflict resolution thing, and out underline the thing, the hidden quality that you want to see in yourself more. That is a great thing that will connect you more to yourself. As I say, intuition is the tool here, which we are utilizing more and more in kind of empowering ourselves, right? So thank you, Manisha, for that. So this session is done. Then the next session is intuition dice. Like engage creativity and intuition. How to integrate both of them when you are creative. Creativity itself, when you are writing poems or say engage in something very constructive, creative, meditative, reflective, then it is creativity. But when you are creating in the lives of people, indirect creation in the lives of people, or your decisions which are creating something, some reality in other people's life, then your intuition is very much required. You have to be intuitive and bold. Intuition always we won't follow. Why we don't follow intuition? Because it requires strength, it requires courage to take a decision according to that. So our activity will be like you have to draw an intuition symbol. So name your core value as a color. Give a like intuition symbol first, then choose a color.
So it's should it be like a logo or?
Ah, yeah, kind of a logo. Yes, like I described in the beginning, like Om, any symbol that attracts you, that symbol. Yeah. Is it okay, Ravi? Are you able to get me? Are you giving yourself a symbol?
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
kind of symbol?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
basically, like I give a symbol like water droplet.
Water drop. Yes. 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 Very good. Yeah. So whenever there is a water drop coming to your view, that signifies something. You know,
Yeah,
it is that simple.
yeah. Because the water drop, as being a drop, it may looks very small and may not be noticed. When
Yeah.
it goes together, the same water drop become even a flash flood, or it
Mm.
a river. It can be a ocean, or even
Mm.
sometimes it can be a big falls also. That
Yes. Yes.
again,
So
that's the power of construction, constructive thinking built across. That's way.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a nature.
Yes, yes, of course. So, um, I'll tell you a story. So, I actually attend also. My mentor also is there, who like conducts these sessions wherein he kind of drops in all these wisdoms. He was saying that use nature to visualize about how you think money is coming to your life. So everybody, and he said you don't have to describe the means with which you will attract money or get money. You have only to say that you have seen some streams, it was shining yellow, shining blue, the color is like this, it is flowing like this, and there is dazzle there, kind of thing. So I was visualizing kind of streams, thousand streams in Uttarakhand, thousand streams when it rains. So that is what I was able to see, and it all come to river Ganga. That is what also I was able to see, and I was stopping there, and then another lady from that same group, she was saying, she was saying, actually she spoke first. This is what I was thinking, but she spoke first, describing all those streams and everything. She said the river also. She didn't name Ganga. She said there is a river, and the river is flowing to the ocean. to the sea and then the ocean. So that opened up my mind. Why I was stopping at the river? I could have gone to sea. Nobody is stopping, right?
Yeah.
So if your thought is allowing you to go further, 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 then nothing like it. So allow the thought to go further, 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 because that is where your subconscious mind is leading you to see, open up, and giving you the ability to take up when the challenges come. Right? Yeah.
You don't
Thank you.
constrain your destiny.
Yeah. Destiny.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not supposed to constrain your destiny because destiny is not known to you. Only you know your efforts.
Yeah. So the destiny is a multiple choices, the
Yes,
choices that you make. So every step that you make choice,
yes,
there are thousands of possibilities,
yes,
and your choice will alter the entire possibility.
yes,
Like there are crores of possibilities with your choice. The moment you change that choice to something else, there are other thousand possibilities coming up. No,
yeah,
different than these choices that you would have made with choice one.
yes,
Choice two will open up those kind of things. So you are choosing your destiny all the time.
yeah,
So unless you are able to see and no flow through your
if you have a chance of it.
no, you are stopping. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. We always have a choice. When we make a choice, we create part of that
Yes,
destiny. No, it will part of that, and it will lead. So it is like say going out from your home on a very heavy rainy evening night, and you start with your car, and how much you can see is just 500 meters or so. But after you drive 500 meters or so, you see another 500 meters or so. So the first choice is to get out of your home, take the car, and go. That is the first choice. So that is how your reality for the next 1 hour created. No, suppose you are going
yeah,
somewhere, you are about to reach somewhere because you took a decision. If you won't take that decision, you will be at home.
yeah,
Something else will be there. Yeah.
yeah. The first step
Thank
is
you,
coming
Ravi,
out
for
of your
that.
comfort zone. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Are you telling something? Yeah.
The first step is coming out of your comfort zone and putting outside. That a home
Hmm.
is nothing
Yeah.
but a comfort zone. The moment you come out
Yeah.
of comfort zone, your first step is very happily as well as confidently, your path will be clear for
Hmm.
the next step. So that's why
Yes.
the world life has been designed. The
Yeah.
people who
Yes.
are willing to
Yes.
take a
Very
risk
much.
will always reap the right fruit.
Yeah. 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 And if we are changing the context, suppose, then home is a very comfortable place where we kind of
Yeah,
relax and rebuild ourselves. So the context is changed. So in a different context, the entire thing, entire meaning is very different. So we have to know what kind of context we are giving ourselves.
yeah,
If it is kind of you have to go somewhere any day which is obstructing your this thing, still you take a decision, made a choice, and get out of your home. That is what you are creating your destiny with.
yeah. Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Ravi. Yes, Manisha, go ahead, please.
Okay, so my symbol is an eye,
Okay. Yes.
and there are plenty of symbols that I think all the time, like
Hmm.
all the time, since years. But
Hmm.
those, so I just came up with this eye. I think I should keep only the eye.
Yes, because we are always getting all these symbols. But to get our answer, what should we focus on? It is an eye. So we are focusing on an eye. So whenever you see an eye for your answer, whenever you are thinking of a question and you are seeing an eye, this is an affirmative answer to your question. That's what. That's simple. So it kind of empowers you.
I.
So I. So you can write, this is I. And Ravi, for you, the symbol is
Water drop.
water drop. So water drop and I. This has to be kind of written in bold and capital. Yeah. So this completes our this first hour. Already we have covered 1 hour. So this is the inner compass, identity and intuition. Now we are about to go to hour two. So so how has been your experience? Just one line, if you can say. Is it okay? Is it enjoyable?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Engage.
Yes.
This is
How about
self study.
yeah, yeah, self-study only. Yes, yes. Great. So now we go to our number two, and it is entitled as the influence code from idea to impact. I had told you something about the influence code, which is about, I had given that in the write-up also, which is about what makes people say yes. So influence carrots. So influence principle actively. The purpose of this session is that. So now what you do is how would you teach something? Suppose you have an idea, you have to get through with your management with that. How do you pitch? Poor pitch will be, I think this might work. Maybe we can try it. And the good pitch is this project will boost revenue by 15%, reduce cost, and only request 10 hours of our team's time. So these are with this you can pitch. Actually, you can put an idea which you are thinking to put through to your management or anything, any idea, your management or say to the audience or Ravi, as you are preparing for an interview, you can think about something which will be like uh, put the interview board into thinking as to, oh, this is a new idea. This is something of a bombshell kind of thing. If you see your CV that you made one, it all already covers those kind of numbers. So I have asked you to see those numbers which will be comfortable for you. So put those numbers accordingly so that no we can create the cover letter accordingly,
Yeah,
and your pitch also will be according.
I went through that, and some of the things need to be like interchanged. Huh? Some of the
Ah,
achievements what is being done because interchange between
mm,
my current organization as well as the previous organization point of it. So I thought
mm.
we have a separate discussion on that. I'll let you know, or else I'll even put it in the WhatsApp itself. That what are the points which I observed it.
Yeah, yeah, you can change all those things in your thing and send me back, Ravi.
Okay,
You can
okay,
do that.
yeah,
And the clue is like say instead of say managing, I have managed this project to achieve this. You can put in quantitative terms that I facilitated or I orchestrated something, this process to
yes,
achieve this result, this outcome,
yes.
basically. Yeah. Yeah. Your CV was very heavy for me, so might be that is the reason why I have interviewed things. But it doesn't matter when the interview board sees it because that is in any case your experience, right?
Yes.
So think of that and think of this speech, how you will open your interview with an interview. They probably interview, or you can put whoever you reach out to. By the way, I had sent you one opening. No? Did you see it? you can apply to that also, Ravi.
Uh, which I came back to because that is for this one. What do you call the Jordan?
Yes.
Yeah, Jordan country because I actually in the past I refused Jordan. Reason is that the current scenario of Jordan is not good
Okay.
because in Jordan as well as the countries nearby, it is not a good
Hmm.
because in Muscat I know much about this country Jordan.
Hmm.
So because I used to travel to Egypt and Turkey and everywhere also at the time. So
Hmm.
country is volatile at this moment.
Hmm. So see if you can travel for some time, say once in a quarter or something, if that is possible with that opening. Actually, you can go ahead and talk to the HR, whoever is mentioned in that,
Okay.
and actually fix something which works for you,
Yeah.
right? In a senior position, you can do that.
Yeah.
That will
So
be, I think so.
let me talk to them in that. I'll send across and let me talk to them. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I'll suggest that this should be your pitch
Yeah.
in the CVs that you are creating also,
Yeah.
both of you. I'm saying where in the CVs always quantify your
Yeah.
achievements, always.
And basically,
And
many of the interview.
yes, Ravi.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt because basically in many of the interviews, what happens that when the first thing is that tell us about yourself, brief about yourself.
Yeah.
That will be the first thing which normally is to come in. So that is the opportunity we effectively utilize. Short, crisp, but covering all your skills, all your experiences, and all your qualities and everything to be covered up in that particular 5 minutes or 10 minutes of your speech. What you're going to give that. That's very
Yeah.
because the question is going to come up post to that only
Mm.
on what is. So, because they'll be elaborating to find out more clarity about what we told during that particular 5-10 minutes of our self introduction.
Exactly, exactly. So you have those skills, no? 8 to 10 skills that you have. You can like the outcome
Yeah,
for every
because
skills that you have outlined. You can put one outcome to that. I did this, and then no, that will be a great introduction, great
yeah,
pitch.
also you can ask about the examples and where how you demonstrated the skills. So we need,
Yeah. So in 10 lines. So introduction when 10 lines will take say hardly 1 minute.
yeah,
But you will make a very strong pitch once
yeah,
you are done.
yes,
So you have to just rehearse it. Once you are done with that, no, we will come to the interview part also.
yeah,
So yeah, solidly you have to pitch. It is all there with your experience. It is just the timing when you say it. All that.
yeah, very true.
Yeah, Manisha, go ahead, please. Have you created one pitch, something?
Okay, I created a pitch a little while ago. So
Hmm.
I wrote it down. So it's basically I wanted to teach dance to non-dancers.
Hmm.
So I had a
Hmm.
speech created. So
Hmm.
both Hindi and English I have created.
Okay.
So in
Yeah.
English, I wrote like, you know how some people get conscious of not being able to dance. I
Hmm.
enjoy dance when I am dancing with others.
Okay.
Dance is happiness, a form of
Hmm.
celebration, not just a skill. Simple steps
Okay.
can do, maybe a reel can go viral.
Hmm.
So come to my online dance workshop who think they can't move a
Hmm.
finger, join,
Hmm.
let's dance.
Wow. Very good.
In Hindi,
I think I should join your workshop also.
in Hindi also I have wrote my pitch. If you want to listen,
Yeah.
क्या
Yes,
आपको
please.
लगता है आप
Go
बाराती डांसर हो? क्या
ahead.
आपको लगता है आपकी शादी वाली डांस रील का पोस्ट वीडियो ना निकल जाए? तो ज्वाइन करो
Hmm.
मेरे ऑनलाइन वर्कशॉप को। नाचना सिर्फ एक कला
Hmm.
नहीं, जश्न की वजह है। इस जश्न को कला में
Hmm.
बदलो। ज्वाइन करो, मेरे साथ
Hmm.
थोड़ा ताल मिलाओ।
Wow, wow, wow. Very good, very good.
Excellent.
Great, great.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, excellent, excellent pitch. So see, these are the winning pitch. And maybe nobody would have known about this, or you might not think about pitching it somewhere just because you are not thinking yourself about yourself enough. No? So keep on pitching this. Where to pitch this? Suppose this dance thing, where to pitch? Whenever you are coming across a group of people who do not dance or hesitate to come forward as well. So this is a great way to help them out of their innovation. No, people are innovated, and because of that, they do not speak up, they do not stand up, they do not come forward, they do not take initiative. All those things happen just because of that, no restricting self belief. And you are suggesting a great way to come out of that. So give yourself a pat, and yes. So great pitch. Everybody appreciated.
थैंक यू।
Great pitch of dance. Just write that in bold. And for you, Ravi, great interview pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this activity is also done. Now we will do this uh, emoji pitch. Simplify complex ideas into emotional symbols. So nowadays people are all very acquainted with this. So say our idea lights a fire under outdated processes, reduces downtime, and sparks innovation. How do you do that with emoji? Manisha can teach us here how to do that. Suppose I our idea lights a fire under pressure, under outdated processes. Can you find an emoji for that? And where do we use
रिपीट।
it? Can we use it in say our formal communication as well?
कैन यू रिपीट प्लीज?
This is about using the emojis, no, where you do not have to write a lot of words like emails, no. When you are writing an email, um, suppose you want to make it very short, and you are trying to convey the idea that outdated processes are like giving us tension, like it lights a fire. It is not in the positive sense, it is in the negative sense. So can you find one emoji for that?
यस, आई माइट गेट
So
एन
if you
ईमेल।
can, okay. So that is an exercise which we can utilize in our emails, because emails are not supposed to be very very lengthy. Many people are no, accustomed to write articles in an email, but emails are supposed to be very very short, crisp. And if we have to at all explain things, then we can utilize emojis so that we can describe that it is creating a lot of confusion, or say distress, or say tension in the team, right?
हम्म।
Yeah. So Ravi, you have any idea on this, or your take on this?
point of it, I may not, because basically, like, this is like a rotten bread.
Mm.
Outdated ideas are like rotten bread.
Mm.
So,
Yes.
so when you keep using it, it only poisons the entire process rather than improving it.
Mm.
So we always
So,
need to think about. So normally when because I never use too much of emojis, so I always need to admit it. But the moment you
mm.
told the what came up in my mind is like a piece of bread which is rotten, which is supposed to
Mm.
be absolute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what
Yes,
it.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
yeah.
like
So
this
that
emoji, rotten bread.
rotten
right.
bread. Yes,
Yes.
yes, rotten bread. So yeah. So and see, this requires a lot of courage also. So maybe your management would not be able to understand what you are going through, and they will not understand when you write in words also. When you describe, they won't understand. They will put it under some kind of process which is already there, which they are following, and they will just excuse themselves with this, that, that. If you have just noticed the third participant in the workshop, he actually faces a lot of this. He would have benefited from this, but unfortunately his Zoom is not working today. So anyways, I'll tell him that whether he does this, because it is so scary in his setup to write an email to express something, because he's thinking, all well in his heart, but the moment he expresses, because he hasn't expressed. So if you think from the management's perspective, this is a habit. They do not associate expression with his personality. So why he hasn't uh, expressed ever? Because he is doing everything according to the processes that is outlined, say, 30 years back. And because he has been doing this for the last 10, 12 years, so everybody expects him to follow the same and not to question any of that. So that is there is a very unfortunate kind of scenario, but no, we can find very short and very pleasant counter to all of those situations once we master any of this, because we are strengthening ourselves. Yeah. So we are now going to the next activity. Practice influence with unknown objects, like a self-cleaning water bottle, for example. The pitch is, imagine never having to wash your bottle. This tech saves time, is eco-friendly and easy to use. So the activity's name is what is in the box. In this, practice influence with unknown objects, not easily relatable, but you can enhance um, your strength to dictate your intuition in a certain way, right? By the way, you can dictate your intuition also. You are not a slave of your intuition. You can dictate your intuition to give it a certain direction so that it becomes positive for you. At times, you will feel kind of that, oh, I'm feeling like this must be negative. Suppose I pull out a word, a card, and it comes out negative. You will feel negative after that, right? If you are doing that. But I have learned how to put every card on the perspective. The same with life situations. Whatever happens to you is happening for better if you can put that perspective into your life. Let us take that exercise. Think of something bad has happened in your life, and you are trying to give it a meaning. Why? What is the lesson in it? Why it happened? So give yourself some time, relax. Even though the thought that comes is not very pleasant, maybe bad thought, and if that is becoming too much for you, then think of a good thought that has come. What good scenario which has taught you some lesson. Actually, it is very rare for good happenings, good events to teach some lesson, because good events are success. Bad events are the situations when we learn a lesson. And those situations happen because we need to learn those lessons. So think of a situation, it will also will release the the stress that you might be experiencing because of that bad situation. Once you discover the lesson in it, how you have learned and moved on, you are not with that anymore. It will be a good exercise to release those.
Hmm.
So please think this to be a releasing exercise, and think of, you don't have to discuss about it now unless you want to.
Okay.
Give yourself a minute and write down how it helped you to learn a lesson. And the second paragraph will be how you are letting it go and why. It will take some time. Be easy with yourself.
Yeah, I can talk about it.
Yeah, Ravi.
Yeah, I use like both for positive and negative side point of it. I use only one word called trust.
Hmm.
So, into positive point side into this, like the trust what my family and my close aides having on me, the people who have been worked with me for so many years, people who knows me
Hmm.
for so many years, and the trust what they have on me when I was undergoing a lot of turmoil, and
Hmm.
really helped me a lot to come out, pass through everything, and
Hmm.
become successful again and again. That. So many incidents. So where I was been like it. This trust has been made to have my own self trust and groom
Hmm.
myself to fight to get back because like phoenix. So that's what I was been like. So same way,
Hmm.
the trust what is made you to fail is basically to whom you have to trust is the biggest question.
Hmm.
To trust someone based on the
Hmm.
word only or with their look and that I'm telling you that it may actually cheat you unless
Hmm.
you are not thoroughly knowing about the person before you are trusting. or a person or organization, whatever it is there. That. So all the situation turns around
Mm.
against you, or when turns around against the promises also been made from the person you trust. So
Mm.
I learned a lesson that you should not blindly trust anybody just like that,
Mm.
unless you're
Okay.
very sure about what they are and what is their background, everything into this, but what even any organization also that. Just with that promises and commitments, what they are making on orally, without in writing, you are not supposed
Yes.
to blindly trust and take it up.
Mm.
So that's a lesson. So now I've been decided that in future never ever I take anything on oral basis. Anything should be no verbal communications. Everything should be in writing. So I started
Yeah.
looking at everything in writing. So that is learning from the trust point of it I'm talking about. And the other side
Mm.
positive is that the people who actually follows me, the trust what they have,
Mm.
the family what they have me into this one, and knowing my skills and ability as well as my the sincerity, all those which they told that you can. The word
Mm.
of the trust and positivity really pushed me a lot
Mm.
to rise up very strongly to
Mm.
come back. Every time when I rise up strongly, I had a really better opportunities and again recognitions also accordingly.
Okay.
So that way, that same word trust work positively as well as negatively for me into this, which I like to like pick it up here. This is the learning I had from both sides.
Yeah.
I should trust myself also confidently, but never overconfident.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So when you are saying this, Ravi,
yeah,
you are hearing yourself, right? Hearing yourself.
yes,
So think of the time when you trusted somebody, right? Just go back to that moment. Give yourself some time. Go back to that moment when you trusted, right? And what was your gut feeling? Do you remember your gut feeling saying something that time?
yes,
Yeah. What was that?
yeah. Because that time the gut feeling was like, why should you have to accept it? Why you have to like underestimate yourself?
Yeah.
So that was a gut feeling. And the other
Mm.
side that you should ask for everything in writing. That's the gut feeling came in my mind that time. But then
Mm.
when with the background, the caliber, with all these things, that overpowered my gut feeling and made me
Mm.
to say yes and accept it.
Yeah.
So
See.
that is what exactly I told that because you need to know. So because that with the face value or with their words and all those things, you never ever accept anything
Yeah.
because all those can change. So
Yes.
always you need to keep everything in writing.
Yeah.
So that time actually I what I call that overpowered my intuition or gut feeling and
Mm.
due value to the opposite side, even though
Mm.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So my gut feeling become right. But things
Yes. It
happen.
always is right.
Yeah.
It always.
Yeah. So that's a learning point of view. I
Um,
thought.
yeah. 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 So while listening to your story, Ravi, I am remembering one story of Stephen Covey. No, if you
Yes.
have read Stephen Covey,
Yeah.
then you might remember one story that he says, not story, he gives a trick for leaders. And the trick is about expanding your circle. No? There are two circles for everybody. One is the circle of influence, the other is the circle of concern, right?
Yeah.
So can you draw two circles? If your circle of influence is bigger, draw a bigger circle, and the circle of concern is bigger, then draw a bigger circle for uh, concern. So these are the two ideas: circle of influence
Circle of
and circle of concern.
yeah.
So this circle of concern will not go away ever, right? But it will become negligible. It will become a small circle
Yeah.
in the face of, as your circle of influence expands, your circle of concern becomes smaller and smaller. And how do you do that? You do that by becoming more than the person in front, whom you trust, do not trust, anything. You are just big, irrespective of the person who is creating trouble for you. Remember this. You are bigger than anybody who, who is
Yeah.
creating obstruction for you.
Yeah.
Who might it be? Whoever it may be. You are bigger than that. Remember that.
Yeah.
That is the only trick with which your circle of influence expands.
Yeah.
Another example is, suppose there is an obstruction. You are walking on the road and there is an obstruction which comes to the height of your knee. Will you consider that to be an obstruction? You will just cross over, right?
Yeah.
Are you getting?
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah. But suppose there is a mountain coming up in front of you. Then you will consider that to be an obstruction, right?
Yeah.
Suppose you grow bigger in height than the mountain,
Yeah.
then it is not anymore a concern, not anymore an obstruction, right?
Yes.
So always grow bigger, bigger than the obstruction.
Very true. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is in the box? It is the bigger you.
Yes.
What is in the box? So draw a box. In the box, it, write a bigger Ravi
Yeah.
to all circumstances, a bigger Manisha to all circumstances. And remember the circle of influence. It is very big for you,
Yeah.
very, very big, right? So draw that smaller circle and just side by side, both the circles. That smaller circle is your obstruction in life. People who are untrustworthy. You have to grow bigger than that, bigger than those people. Yeah. Done? Just give it 2 3 minutes. No, it needs a solid internalization, because this also opens up the amount of rationality that you need to have, and the amount of emotional quotient that you need to increase. It is
Yeah.
not at all difficult. But
Yeah.
since we do not pay attention, that is why we haven't given maybe ourselves that opportunity.
Yeah.
It is not that difficult. So
Yeah.
suppose you are very angry with somebody, still you are okay, peaceful with yourself. You are angry because of some reason, and you are expressing that, and the other person doesn't mind. because they know that you are a person who can forgive very easily, who is a person to go to when in difficulty. So your anger should be your personality should be that you are a go-to person for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah. See, but here it's all right. Normally, I don't get angry in this point of it. Reason is that it is not
Hmm.
anybody's fault. Reason we allowed things to happen because unless if you don't allow,
Hmm.
nothing
Yeah.
influence or disturb you. Okay. So knowingly or unknowingly, we allowed it. When I allowed it, actually it is my fault. It's not their fault. I allowed them to do it. Correct. So in that
No, no,
case,
no, no. It is not your fault, Ravi. Because you are a person like that, you trust easily, and might be at that point you trusted much more than you should have. That is
yeah.
why that happened. It is not a fault. It
Correct.
happens with everybody. We are human
I
beings,
given a
right?
chance. The point is here is that yes, I trusted. I given a chance to them. Instead of like using me on the positive side into it, probably they used on the negative point of it. So when the
Yeah.
point when you come to know that, you understood that yeah, so they have been using you into this. So you came out smiling as a learning, without even getting
Hmm.
angry about them.
Yeah.
If you have been cautious in the meaning itself, you would have been not allowed.
Yeah.
So that's simple
Yes.
fact in this issue. Yeah.
Yes. So learning, lesson, and then
Yeah.
your circle of influence.
Influence, yes. Here, actually, the
So,
how I draw these two circles is basically uh,
hmm.
I draw the small circle of concern within the bigger circle of influence. Because as I keep growing the circle of influence,
Hmm.
the circle of concern automatically becomes smaller and smaller portion of the circle of influence. Probably on point of it become a dot.
Yeah, yeah. That is one way true. But it doesn't reduce your concern.
Yeah, it will be because like if you look at that the life with no concern, it never exists.
No, no, no. I'm not saying a concern will never go. That is what I'm saying. But it is not with your circle of influence.
Influence. Mhm. Yeah,
It has to be by the side. No,
yeah,
you work along with it.
yeah,
You are standing tall in your life within your circle of influence,
yeah.
walking side by side with the circle of concern.
Concerns. Minimizing.
Again, I remember. Sorry, you were saying something.
No, no. Minimizing it to the greater extent by expanding the circle of influence bigger and bigger.
Yeah, so that will grow bigger, but if you don't reduce the concern, no, it
Yeah,
will it has to become smaller and smaller.
yeah,
So with if you put a circle of influence,
yeah.
a circle of concern will be by its side, then it works alongside. It doesn't anymore influence you, right? Yeah. So in this context, I remember one movie called Sankaracharya, no, Sankarabaranam maybe it
Yeah,
is in
Sangarabaram. Yeah,
yeah, it is in Malayalam. So Sankaracharya always walks along with death and wisdom. Have you seen that? Visual, no, it has influenced me like anything. I had seen this movie when I was in college. It
good.
was 40 years back, and it still stays with me. We are all working with our death, our obstructions, our concerns, and our wisdom all the time. So
Yeah,
he always works. So whenever there is a danger, if death uh, comes no in front, then it was symbolic of that he is dying, right?
yeah,
So never in all the obstructions that came in his life, never death was in front. He was always at the back,
yeah,
and wisdom always walked by his side. And when he died finally, death was in front. Just when he was there, he was smiling, and death come in front, smiling as if saying that it is time to go, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's the
so we,
realization.
yeah, we all are like that. So when we are walking, let us think ourselves to be Shankaracharyas who are walking along with the obstructions, right? So, Manisha, you have anything? Thank you, Ravi, for that discussion.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so mm,
Yeah, you are saying something?
yes,
Go ahead, please.
it was a long discussion, so I got a little bit out of it.
It's out of it. No, you have to tell yourself your story.
So my story, it is. Wait, let me just switch off the fan. Okay, so my story is I okay learning from any good positive thing and negative thing, right?
Hmm.
So first of all, as I said that I am a balancer. It's always dark
Hmm.
and light.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's simultaneous thing. The good thing and bad thing,
Hmm.
it is always happening simultaneously. So
Hmm.
what is good thing for you? Like for some people, it is a great event. Okay, I have to wait
Hmm.
this many years to feel good, or
Hmm.
you are dependent on certain aspects to feel good, but it is always a
Hmm.
simultaneous event, and good thing can happen for 2 seconds as well in 24 hours.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think that whenever some negative things happen, I as a human,
Hmm.
I have certain reaction to it. I will feel bad, or I will feel aggressive, or something like that. I will react to it
Hmm.
if something bad
Hmm.
happens. Now, how I have to get out of that negativity?
Hmm.
So there is some
Okay.
good things, some good
Hmm.
moments, even though it is a
Hmm.
small thing, maybe playing
Hmm.
with my dogs, or listening to some songs, or maybe
Hmm.
alive, okay, or maybe it's raining. So there are some good
Hmm.
things that you find some positive energy from that, okay,
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
overcome those negativities
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes like both are codependent on each other.
Hmm.
Now it is up to you, like what you find positive and what you find negative, what actually impacts you a lot. Now there
Hmm.
are plenty of negative things happened, but I think somewhere I could find that positivity in that situation itself, that I could overcome that negativity, and somehow the intensity of that negativity is just it went little by little, not abruptly, it didn't stop, but it
Yeah.
the intensity become little and little, and after that it became positive.
Yeah.
So
Great.
it is always happening simultaneously in case of
Hmm.
me.
Yeah. So you are actually reducing the circle of concern by reducing your intensity, right? So if you have drawn the two circles, circle of influence and circle of concern, then uh, you like give an arrow that is it is coming down. It has not disappeared, but it is coming down, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And whenever you find find a solution to that. Suppose a similar kind of situation happens again uh, in some circumstances in somebody else's life, then you know what is the trick. It is the reduction of circle of concern and increasing of circle of influence is the trick with which that person can get a bigger perspective. No, that immediately gives a bigger perspective. This is kind of a perspective from the 14th floor. If suppose there is quarrel going on in the ground floor, on the 14th floor you are listening to nothing, you are just watching them. And if you are inside your room away from everything, then what happens? That thing is anymore in your mind. So our thinking is those to keep ourselves away from those kind of scenarios, these concerns. That is one way of handling concern. Also, it kind of empowers us. Yeah, thank you, Manisha, for that. Thank you for this session. It has gone well. Now, in the last segment that we have of the second hour, is when do you feel you are not picking up? The purpose to identify and reframe voice blocks. Ravi, are you listening?
Yeah, tell me. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So the next activity is like ask yourself a question. When do you feel you are not speaking up? Like you haven't voiced your concern
Okay.
ever. So draw that situation or create a box, and put that situation where you didn't speak up. That will remind you of this particular situation that when you were required to speak up but you didn't speak.
So this is basically I I know the truth and I wanted to speak up and that, but sometimes I feel it hurts the opposite person
Hmm.
when it hurts the
Yes.
opposite person. So that time, what happened that see if you don't harm us, so I become silent to maintain the peace of the scenario. I'm not speaking
Okay.
up. So probably that time what will happen that the person who spoke or who did may feel that one that what he did is right,
Hmm.
but later they realize the realization definitely happens. It is all meant that, but for the
Hmm.
situation where the particular things has been happened to that, if
Hmm.
I would have been if I would have spoke and the truth and everything that into this, probably
Hmm.
it would have been shown that the guy is bad and making me to like thinking may make the people to think that I'm good and all those because there's a
Hmm.
proof,
Hmm.
a reality also that.
Yeah.
But considering the opposite person's dilemma as well as his concerns, as well considering about that his status keyword, all those
Hmm.
becoming silent, it happened to me many times.
Yeah.
I not spoken up because that time I used to feel that why I not spoke. I should have spoke.
Hmm.
Why I need to bother about somebody whether they are getting hurt or getting punished or that I should have. But let's feel that is on the humanity ground point of it. Sometimes I took the blame and kept quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that,
Mm, so again, you are kind of self-sabotaging yourself that time,
yeah,
right? So
yes.
is there a way you think that should have been taken, or you think that that was the only way to deal with that situation?
No, there is many ways to deal with that one. But particular that scenario, what happened that if you look at the entire surrounding, how volatile the situation is, because my word
Hmm.
if one of my word alone, it suppose it goes against him very badly, and
Hmm.
he lose everything.
Hmm.
So in that
Yeah.
scenario, I feel that one. So keeping silence is not going to harm anybody. At the same time,
Huh.
it will give him a chance. And I used to feel sometimes let give us a chance to the person who made a mistake to realize it and change himself. But only
Yeah.
when the person not changing, that time I used
Huh.
to feel that one I should have spoke up that day, that time itself, because
Hmm.
because this is his attitude, not changing, and is his attitude. Continuing with
Yeah.
that, I should have put him, fixed him that day itself, so that he would may not be
Hmm.
continuing with the same attitude. So that is the
Hmm.
time
Hmm.
I used to feel that why I not spoke up.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
it. Because that day I saved. Because if I had not saved, his life would have been in a very miserable way. That's what. All the situation, people around, everything was. Could have lost the job, or many things should have been happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
that's
that
the
is
reason.
one one uh, one reason was that, and that was the scenario. Do you think any other way could you could have behaved like not actually in front? Actually, you would have dealt with that person in a better manner sometime.
Yeah, I
Maybe
did
that
it.
was not the,
Yeah, because I spoke to
yeah.
him personally. Separately, I spoke. I,
Okay.
many not only one. This is not one incident for me. Many times happened. But I used to call and tell people
Hmm.
into this. If I would have been your life, and now I given a
Hmm.
chance to you, better you change yourself.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
being a leader, I taken the blame on me. Okay,
Hmm.
but it's
Okay.
not always happens. If you change, if
Hmm.
you don't change yourself, then
Hmm.
I will not be there to rescue. Probably I may open up and tell the truth. Then it will be a go against you. Better you change yourself.
Okay.
So I made him. I made the person, the particular person, to know that when I know the truth.
Yeah. Okay. And just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, yeah, yes. Right. So, uh, the idea of this session is to be mindful of whenever we are not able to speak, and what are the reasons and what are the scenarios, and would speaking means expressing, right? It is not only words, it is the way you deal with the situation, right? Action also. So, if not words, then some action. Maybe you can think over it a bit more, and see if there would have been a better situation, better way to deal with that person or similar kind of person. So there, as it is apparent, you have a lot of people who were kind of did not understand that your ways or you were well meaning, your trust, they did not understand that, and they have taken kind of adverse stand. So think about it, and see if in future such a scenario happens, then what would be your stand and how you will deal with it. You have to think deeper, go deeper, and yes, we will in the next workshop that we will have, we may discuss about this as well as a case study,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Life is all about possibilities and how we
Yes.
can change people. We cannot change actually anybody. we can only change ourselves, but the scenario can be changed, no, with our actions, our body language, the way we kind of mentor people. All those things can be changed. Yeah. Manisha, you have something to say?
Okay,
Thank you, Ravi, for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. So when do you feel you are not speaking up? So plenty of times I couldn't speak up
Hmm.
because yes, one point similar to that, sometimes you are afraid that the other person might get hurt,
Hmm.
or more than hurting, I think I think that how the person will react. Now
Hmm.
you have a way of making the other person understand, or you are way too blunt with what is wrong or what is right. Now it depends for the other person whether they are able to take that criticism or not. There are plenty of people who are not very open to discussion. They are more into arguments, not
Hmm.
discussion.
Hmm.
So there I feel very tired. I feel like speaking, but at the same time, I feel I shouldn't speak because it's no point. Or sometimes, like in the office setting,
Hmm.
uh, I would like to speak sometimes, but it's not possible that I can act rebellious all the time. Sometimes I have to be very calculative
Hmm.
because there is always a control. When somebody is above you, they have a control on you. If you speak, there will be something else, and so on. You do not want to get into that shit. So you that's why you don't speak. Maybe that I would say being calculative in situations where I don't like to speak. Or sometimes I feel that I get very aggressive, very arrogant and rude. When I start speaking, I really, there is no sync with the mouth and the mind.
Hmm.
So it's always, I think there is that is unnecessary. Even though the other person is asking me for an explanation, I feel like I should shut myself off rather than speaking something awful, which can
Hmm.
create more disaster or maybe worsen situation. So those are the time when I couldn't speak. And also, lastly, there have been times when I couldn't speak, when I couldn't feel confident in what I am saying. Maybe I was confused with what I am saying, my opinions and stuff like that. That is when I feel like not speaking. Yeah,
Okay.
done.
So we are dealing here with when you are confused about not speaking up, because no, other situations can be circumstantial where you may or may not speak. But if you are confused and not able to speak, then this is somewhere you need to give yourself this trick, the circle of influence and circle of concern. In those terms, where do you stand? Uh, can you take any stand that will make you bigger in your influence, reduce the concern somehow? This is a trick that you can give yourself when confused, because suddenly something will not come up in various scenarios. But what are those scenarios when we get stuck, when we are not able to speak? Those scenarios we need to list down and give ourselves a script, a better script, so that we are not confused. If we are confused, we ask a question at least. When confused, ask a question, please. Ask a question to the other person rather than speaking or explaining something. Ask a question. So you can underline that. Ask a question when confused. If you can write that. Because there will be a lot of people who will be confused over something, but it kind of gives way that you are confused, you didn't understand, you do not take, do not appreciate what is happening. Your question will say that. without you being very expressive about that situation. Your question will tell the other person if you intend to speak something, intend to explain something. And if you can't, thinking that the other person will be hurt or you don't know at all what to say, ask a question. So, with that, segment also is done. Now we go to the last segment where we will be doing our magnetic voice segment. So, the purpose of this segment is to identify personal growth in stories. Ravi, are you with me
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Yeah. So, sometime back, I realized that the number of experiences that you have, the number of years of experiences that you have, the number of qualifications or degrees that you have, number of skills that you have, if you make combinations of that, say five of each, then it becomes factorial 5.
yeah,
Divided by factorial 5 into factorial 4 into factorial 3 into factorial 2, kind of that thing, right? If we are taking 4, combination of 4.
yeah,
If you do that, you will find yourself having at least 3,000 stories about yourself, right? How many do you remember? How many can you tell about yourself?
many of the major stories has been still remembered. So may not be 3,000 as we've been talking about. At least,
No, no, there are 3,000 stories, Ravi. You don't realize.
I understood. I understood. What happened that why we I take up your word to this point is that when there is 3,000 stories, why we are not able to realize it or it may not be given a part to those stories.
Hmm.
We thought that it's a smaller one. Why do we have to give that much importance to this one? So
Yes.
consider only the one point of it. So that is the way actually what happened. That many of the stories would have been neglected or been like forgotten. That's the point.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So today, what we discussed is all about the small things that happen in life, right? All
yeah,
small things. And all these small things have a significance in our life, who we are today, right?
yeah. Some people feel that what the stories for us may be like important one, but the people who are listening maybe it looks like very silly. So we may
Hmm.
think that why or we need to say this or not. So that the decision making process happen, we may think that let us okay avoid it, avoid telling this one. We let us tell only the other point of it. So that way what
Yeah,
will happen, we really bypass it and go to the next point. Let's say, yeah.
yeah. So the
Unless
point,
someone specifically noticing it, asking for it.
yeah, yeah. So the point is, we need to tell the story first to ourselves.
Yeah,
So whatever story you remember, and there is a trick to remember, the factorial kind. So
yeah,
all the 4 or 5 factors that I recounted, which are say like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
mm,
So all those together becomes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 means 5, 9, 3, 12, and 1, 13.
yeah,
We take a combination of 4, which means factorial 13 divided by factorial 4. Many stories. If you calculate it right now also, it becomes around 3,000 or more than that. Now you with all these experiences, every moment an experience. When
yeah,
you are in job, when you are in say in life, when you were taking a walk in the park, you were thinking something, right? or you were just jogging out around the park, going to the gym, doing something which is unrelated, you are thinking still, right?
Yeah.
And that has been a moment of experience. Don't
Yeah.
you think? Moment of experience is the pearl of wisdom.
Yes.
And then that story, because of certain things, story, that wisdom has come. Now, what you need to bring to your mind or tell to people, when you give yourself that story, the insight will come. People may not like to listen to your story, but they will be, surprised by your insights.
Yes.
Right? So we do tell insights, not stories. Stories we need to tell ourselves over and over again. Those are failure stories, those are success stories. Failure stories are learnings. Learning is a learning for everybody, you, me, Manisha, and the whole world. So, from your story, it is a learning. So, Thomas Alva Edison experimented with 10,000 combination of metals, non-metals, right? And he documented all those. He wrote 10,000 stories, right?
Yeah.
And so when tungsten, the next person who did invent the bulb, light bulb, which stays longer, and it was still in use till some years back. So tungsten actually came because of all those things he had seen that those things do not work. So he tried this. For him, the choices are now limited. He had to just experiment with those few,
Yeah.
and he had to get there. So it was some metal he used, maybe copper or something. He made a carbide of it and made that filament, which stays longer. So we know that as a tungsten carbide in the bulb, electric bulb, right? Which stays longer. So even though Alva Edison invented electric bulb, the eventual bulb that we used was by tungsten,
Yeah.
the scientist. And one metal also is named after him. So he used that. Now, with your stories, if somebody reads those stories or your insight, they will. So, what are quotes? The quotes that we use in our articles or sometimes we write. Those quotes are insights, right?
Yeah.
So that becomes like when it is relevant to our topic, when whatever we are discussing or reading, it
The
becomes
my
a
me-
great.
Sorry to interrupt. Is that my messages what you read in my morning quotes? Huh? Most of all written by me.
Wow, wow,
Okay. I
yeah.
used to send quotes every day to the people for the peace and purpose. Huh? It goes around 150 people every day morning.
Wow, 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 wow. Great things. Wow. So, see, when you write those, and if you can give them some insight, no, whoever is reading it, you can make your description shorter and ask them, let them, go inside their mind and discover, explore their mind, how they interpret each of whatever you are saying, right? Yeah. Great, great.
Yeah.
So now what we do, the activity is the storytelling. Can you, so we already have discussed this story. Manisha, you have a story. Thank you, Ravi, for that. That story. That story I didn't know. So, so many stories we don't know unless it is told, right?
Yeah. Very,
So, yeah. So those stories need to be told.
yeah.
Yes.
It's because uh, Why is the message if it's not going for at least few days continuously? There is no message going from me. The people used to send a message to me, say, "What happened? That are you okay?" We are not received the message because it relates to our life. It relates to our current situation that we used to get the message from you daily. Then I started doing it
Hmm.
again. So that's why it's motivation for me. Like, okay, let me make a phrase it and send it across.
Why don't we? Why don't you put a message every day in our group also?
I'll do that.
Yeah, please do,
I'll,
because we
yeah,
everybody is benefited from whatever your insights are,
yeah,
and I'd say you discover one of your stories and write the insight out there.
sure, I'll do that. So, yeah,
People will be very interested.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you.
Manisha, you have something to say? Yeah.
Hello. Yes.
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 Hmm.
It's normal. It's a normal story. What's
Hmm. There are there are there are so many stories like your experience, your qualification, your skills, and all that. How many of them are years of experience?
there
Years
are
of
more
experience.
than two experiences I have, I think.
Yes, obviously there are more than that. More than that, we have those stories from learned, and those are the stories which have made us. So it is something to celebrate. It is something to celebrate. It is something to be told to us that we were heroines in this story. And as the main actor in that story, what was our insight? That is the best thing to take, right? Yeah. So
Hmm.
do that. Do that. So give yourself this homework, write it
Okay,
that.
so I have had a very beautiful experience one, which I
Hmm,
always think. So it
hmm,
was about a mother squirrel.
hmm. Wow.
Okay, so I was in the room alone, and it was a terrace room. So the
Hmm,
mother squirrel had given had a nest in the skylight,
hmm,
and my bed
hmm,
was located near the skylight. And
hmm,
that baby squirrel fell down and it hid itself somewhere. So the mother
hmm,
squirrel it came to my inside the room searching for its baby. And squirrels are really very shy creatures, right?
hmm,
So she was just I think 5 centimeter away from me. She was
hmm,
like praying to me. It felt like that,
hmm,
as if she's
hmm,
praying to me, trying to ask me that where is my baby here in this room.
hmm,
She could hear the
hmm,
sound of it. So
hmm,
it was a nature, and that power of nature, the power of mother, all that I could see
hmm,
that when you go to the very foundation of the nature, okay,
hmm,
you think that you are not special. We always try to find specialty in us, but we have to
hmm,
accept that maybe there is we are just human beings. We are sharing this earth with other creatures. They are not dancing, they are not successful, but it is just similar to every nature. So there are plenty of other stories, but this is the story that I resonate a lot. This is I
wow.
always recall.
That is a beautiful story, isn't it, Ravi?
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Yeah, really, please.
Yeah. Great story. A story that you have, it reminds me that when you have very high vibration, the animals, no, the creatures, they start coming very near to you, and you experience so much, and no words. It was just experiences. Your intuition said something, right? So that is the power that you have. You need to cultivate that power more and more understand the creature's voice and enjoy. You can have a world of yourself to you. And these stories will be like, so everybody will say, "Oh, what is happening with her? She is a special person." People will say, no, they also will learn. Actually, everybody has this power, but not everybody cultivates the power to this level. So, this is a great unearthing of your skill, your power within. So, you can write power in your notebook. Yeah,
Power.
yes. Ravi, you can also write the same word or
Yeah.
whatever word you resonate with. Yes. Yeah. The second segment is, now we start with the second segment, which is story speed lab, which is practice concise emotional storytelling. So I'll tell you a story first. So I worked in at Madhya Pradesh, Bandhavgarh National Tiger fringe villages of the Bandhavgarh, where I was working with 500 households for their livelihoods. They only had 3 months of food, and rest of the time they were dependent on the forest. And because it was a tiger reserve and there was no fence, these people were going to the core of the forest and were no having killed by the tiger, because when someone sees a tiger, they will try to run and the tiger gets after them. Tiger normally doesn't attack any human being like that. If you stand still seeing a tiger, the tiger won't react. But who will stand still like that? So that is why people were getting killed. To enhance the livelihoods of the people so that they don't have to go to the forest. Now, in that, we tried different ways to enhance their livelihoods. The first one was to try and give them better ways of agriculture. So they were already farming, cultivating paddy and wheat and some vegetables. So we tried to give them all these better methods of paddy. Like one is called SRI and things like that. So in this process, we discovered that there is something called hybrid mustard. So this mustard will be treated the same way that pet is treated. We will create a nursery first and we adopt this SRI method and then would have. So we did this and we actually broke the record of Madhya Pradesh oil seed, no mustard production record. So this was one of my achievement. But while doing this, we had selected 115 farmers for it. While doing this, one story I remember, one farmer refused to do this. So then actually I had created an Excel sheet in which I had kind of tracked how much they have earned in the last 3 years and how much is their debt, and what is the possible expenses coming up in their lives this year or next year. This is what I had done. So this is understood this far. Okay, Ravi,
Yeah.
Manisha. Yeah. So when this farmer refused, I showed him that you have three daughters. Last 3 years, your income has been this, your expenses has been this, and you have a debt of this much amount. And your daughters' marriages are coming up. You will go into further debt. How do you think you will, earn that money to spend for your daughter's marriage? He was shocked, self-shocked, seeing it. Those were only estimates. No, I didn't know anything about his real income and all that. From his activities, just I estimated something from various sources of income of his, and I had put a number against all those activities and income. And he was into debt, and I knew he was into further debt also because the marriages and all. He asked me, how did I know? But I told him that it is not important for you I how I know, but it is important for you to know how you can earn from now on. And mustard hybrid is the one way to get it. He he agreed, and he was one of those farmers who actually broke that record, right? So when people do not realize their greatness, and it was a collective effort, so I cannot take credit, but all the things were done by them, these farmers. But to take them to that greatness required for me to have that exercise, collection of that little things about the farmers so that I could convince them when it was needed. A story is always that. A story is all about that. Have those things in place so that you can convince the audience about what you want. Am I right? You are okay
Yeah.
with this? Yeah. So it required some Excel sheet. It required some PowerPoint skill. To to them, it was just a numbers that I had, number crunching. And the organization from where I was working in that project, that organization is celebrating 40 years this year. And they have chosen movies, one of mine. So that is a very kind of thing. I didn't be celebrated. Do with it. My mission was the project to enhance livelihood of those people. And I found how to do that. So doing what we are executing something
Pillsbury that time, General Mills. There is a period between to 2002 December.
okay.
January to 2002 December. I was working for Pillsbury Group. At that time, it was both with Pillsbury. And
Hmm.
I was in this organization, wherever there is a problem in terms of productivity or manpower issues or any other, so send me to those plants.
Hmm.
So I had problem, solving the problem, and settling the
Yeah.
quantum. So this way I used to go around it. So that is the way into. So suddenly they want to put a plant in Uttar Pradesh near Kanpur.
Hmm.
So many of because and many of the people are going to go there also because knowing the concerns of like and all those activities happen in those areas.
Okay.
So it was a challenge. Then finally, this challenge has been given to me in this Ravi 45 days. Maximum 50 days, this process should be completed. I had to set up a Chucky Fresh Atta floor mill
Hmm.
for a third party who was very fast there in Kanpur.
Okay.
So I think that, and in fact, every is to go to the working site along with the friend because they told it that if they come to know that I'm here for the source of group of people, so the underground people they may even kidnap me too.
Hmm.
So this was the thing that happened that. So
Wow.
said, okay, no problem. I went there, I stayed in Kanpur, and every day morning a gunman come to pick me up. So he used to be with me till that time, what time it is, whether night, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever it is. So he used to be with me and drop me back at the hotel and go.
Okay.
So the project time has been 45 to 50 days. And it is a hot summer time. The temperature was around 44, 45 that time. Because it's a place called Umran, between Kanpur to Unnao. In between, there is a place.
Yeah.
It's unknown place for me. Unknown place for me. I never been to that place at all in my life. That's a place. Like it's a hardcore desert type. This hot and even Lu was there because typhoon. The sandstorm was also happened during the time of my stay. Even the project area, all the windows, fans, everything is flown off with the heavy wind and all that. So I reworked everything back, but that project of 50 days being completed in 32 days.
Wow.
Completed and made the production also and set the everything that and the entire team of very from the CEO to everyone who they came there for the inauguration and they told that they never expected this would have been completed in such a fast way and perfectly fit into the budget and everything also. Nowhere it shortcuts.
Yeah.
So completed the project and within 18 days the period what it was there. So I've been offered as a leave for as a bonus to be with the family. So I came back, had a good time with family and went back again. So for the next
Wow.
to say this, they asked the hotel that who I am, where from I am, and why I'm staying here, for whom I am working, and all these inquiries used to happen at the doorstep of the hotel reception, all those.
Yeah.
But it was being maintained in high secrecy that I was to whom I am working and all. So every day, you can imagine that even if I want to go for lunch, also I should go with a gunman with me. Without him, I cannot go anywhere. That's a clear instruction. That.
Yeah.
Having understood that such a situation, still I said okay to the organization. Went there with a challenge and completed everything and came back.
Wow.
So still people talks about in the organization that.
Yeah. So your storyline is like you completed a task, got completed, which was designed for 50 days. So this is your hook line when you say something. So when you write your story, right? So this story has to be say concise. Say in 10 lines, you have to complete this. And the heading of this story is this, right? So all this gives a clear thing what to expect, how you did it, what was your mindset, right? This is for whenever you are trying to tell the other person about the story, Ravi, for you.
Yeah.
This was for you. Yeah. So write those stories actually. Whatever you remember while I am saying, I am telling you the stories, and whatever stories you told me, those stories you need to write those down.
Yeah.
Because when you write it down, no, you know how long it becomes.
Yeah.
So when you start kind of seeing on paper how long it is becoming, then you will make conscious effort to make it concise without compromising on the quality of the story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the most important is the headline. So headline is this, and the skills required to arrive at that. If it is Excel, if it is number, it will be Excel. So put those in Excels. Just take a little snippet. Just screenshot of that the final analysis that you do and put it there, and then you can write. Becomes an emphatic story.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Ravi, for that. Manisha, you have something to say?
Okay, hello.
Yes.
Okay, so I I have I do not have plenty of, I mean, I can't think of any right now.
So this story that you have discussed, this real story, mother squirrel story, it was told in a very, very concise way. That was the right way to say. But when you write it down, the same story, see whether no capturing all those essence of whatever you have made it a very influential story, very emphatic story. But when you write it down, are you capturing all those essence, or is it becoming very, very uh, like all those words that you have chosen? Are you
No,
capturing that? So what
yes,
happens? There is a misalignment of words when you speak, and misalignment of words when you write, right?
yes,
So this activity is that if there is misalignment, then you have to little focus on the way you write, because as a leader, writing, concise writing is an important aspect of leadership, because nobody is going to read your pages of things. Yeah. Thank you, Manisha, for that. So with that, we have completed the segment 2. Segment 3 is now how do you, just now we spoke about the words. Now what will be the magnetic words that you will use? Say when you talk, because all of you are leaders, now you have to talk about those words, leadership words like resilience, breakthroughs, no, um, continuous learning, team building, all those things. Those words can tell a lot of your stories without describing. And the word breakthrough, for me, it is breakthrough. It has resonated with me because breakthroughs are happening every day in our lives. How many of that we kept or are mindful about? If we know, then every day becomes a celebration. Despite all the setbacks that you ever had, may be having, we only count about the setbacks. We don't count about the gifts or the good things, blessings that is coming our way. So that is what the realization of all those is the breakthrough. That is what I call. That is what I mean by breakthrough. Like breakthroughs come when I realize failure was just feedback. This is an attitude wala story. How my attitude changed, how my perception changed, right? So think of 10 words that will be used in your stories. Write down those 10 words here in your notebook, and then we will discuss. For you, Ravi, that Kanpur story in which you need to, what words you need to use. And for you, Mother Squirrel story, Manisha, what are those 10 words that you will be using to make it more emphatic? And it should be your signature word also, signature words. Like you always use those words only for Ravi. Also, you use those words only. I use breakthrough word, resourceful influencing word, because all those are connecting word, because those are part of my story and whatever I have learned so far. So for Manisha, just some suggestion for words like the right pulse, quiver, shake, and humming,
Nature, power,
buzzing.
uh, power of
Yes,
nature, uh, authenticity, uh,
yeah,
motherhood.
yeah.
Motherhood is a word. Uh,
Hmm. Great.
uh,
What else?
miracles,
Wow. Energy,
energy,
vibration.
vibration, life,
Okay.
love,
Yeah.
being,
Connection.
growth, and this much words I can think of.
Yeah. So this should be like the prominent, like we put this hashtags, right? So hashtags and the keywords that we think of. So these are the keywords that should define your story. Ravi, are you ready with
Yeah.
the, yeah.
See, in this, I so like use like a emotional research,
Hmm.
barrier breaking,
Hmm.
aligned focus,
Okay.
care and get cared,
Yes.
activity,
Yeah.
motivation.
Yeah.
The few things. So reason is these are the things that actually happened that time.
Okay. Wow. So when you write your stories, see if these words are making your story concise, emphatic, and is it giving a kind of thrust to your story? This is the idea behind these words, because these words always you will use over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you can make a phrase out of it, so every verb that you have used, you can make a phrase out of it. I love life is a phrase, right? Yeah. So this is called magnetic word oracle. Whatever you say, whatever you emphasize on, it becomes a reality in your life. So be, and many people call it as the power of the word. So be very mindful of your words, what you are using. Thank you for that
Yeah.
exercise,
Yes.
Ravi and Manisha. we have now reached to the last segment. It is called the Story Spine Remix. It is about the story structure. Like what will be the opening of the story? Like always, we have heard this, no? Read. Once upon a time, we were a small startup. Every day we struggled to get noticed until one day a viral campaign changed everything. Maybe this will be relevant for Manisha. For you also, something similar. Like you have opened the Kanpur story. There was this thing. So when you write, your opening is the hook that will keep the audience reading into that story, and the size, of course, of the story, the entire what you can say, the paragraphs that you have. So you have to have these 3 to 4 paragraphs max, each one saying something, giving some insights, no, and it has to be very, very emotional. It is not the direct crux of the situation, but it is how you felt. Did you feel afraid? Did you feel surprised? Did you feel out of place? All those things you have to write. And despite of all that, you have conquered the area. That is the result. That is the inside part that you will write. So in the story, all that you will write is about your vulnerability. Actually, what did you feel? When we are in the situation when we are struggling to establish something or going towards an achievement, it is not always winning. There are thousands of failures for one win, and it is the consistency over those failures which is the story, the hero story, right? And how that mindset has been achieved, what is the evidence, and what did people say, and how you processed it inside yourself. And as a result of that processing, what intuition you got. Finally, it comes to the intuition. Intuition is the thing which keeps you going. Like, suppose you are getting no breakthrough, nothing is coming up. Just you ask your inside, what do I do today? And you get some feeble message from your inside. And you act on that because you don't have anything else to fall back upon. So you just take that as a clue and proceed. Many times that will happen. As it happened when I was doing this forest livelihood kind of thing. I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't have bathroom initially. There was a bathroom. Because accommodation was not good, so I had to wait for the bus to come, and from one place to another bus. So it was like that, and the connecting bus was even uh, unpredictable kind. So all those, and during that, what was I feeling? What was I after? What did I think I needed to achieve? All those were intuitive gut feelings on which I worked. All of us work. When we have achieved something, it seems like a out and out success story, but it is not while we were undergoing that story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ravi, go ahead.
No, just I'm listening to you. And seeing this, I was seeing because every story is as is the one line, as you told that the structure, how it is to form into that. And first thing is
Mhm.
people to have interest in listening to the story, first of all.
Yeah.
The moment you should not feel it's like something which you don't want to hear, but no, it's not, should not be. So people should be created with an
Mm.
enthusiasm or like an interest, curiosity
Mm.
to know the story fully.
Mm.
So that's the structures to be made into this. So and
Huh.
same time it should be a reality because like, not necessarily direct, but if there is a requirement of somewhere, then we need to add there in the words, not in anything else, not in the incidents.
Yeah. So how you were thinking at that time is very interesting
Yes,
for everybody.
yes,
So you have to give way to that vulnerability, how you were feeling, how you were thinking. Is watching a cricket match in which
yes,
India is about to win,
yes,
but still is lagging behind, say, in say 2 3 overs, it has to get 36 runs. It is achievable, but most of the time India fails in that. So, how do you feel in that? Whatever you are feeling in that way is very interesting to note,
yeah,
right? Yeah, and the biggest thing is when you use a pen like this and paper, your subconscious starts to you know get aligned with your goals and your visions.
yeah.
So always that is why I ask you to keep on writing, write every day. Please write. And also I have asked you to get into that course in which you get to write something every day.
Yeah,
That is the main reason. We all have power. We just do not use that power. No, we do not have that at our command. Sometimes, not all the time. So, to be completely comfortable, confident about our own power, this is the simplest tool.
yeah,
Write. Write every day.
yeah.
Write through your fears, write through your failures, write through your experience, write through your success. Right?
Yeah,
That will create the magic. It will activate your intuition. It will strengthen your personality.
very true.
And it will slow you down. You don't have to rush anymore. You know the blessing is waiting, and it is about to come. All of us are human beings, so we sometimes feel restless. This, that. That is vulnerable again. You write in your notebook, if you write, is there somebody going to see that? Only you will see, right?
That's right.
And your subconscious will see. So please be expressive as much as possible. Yeah. Manisha, you have something to say? Thank you for that, Ravi.
Thank you.
No, no, I don't have.
Okay. Okay. So we successfully completed the 3 hour session already.
Okay.
So it is time to conclude. Uh, if you have any words to say, then or expectation also, Ravi, if you want something else to be added in these 3 hours, or you can tell me after, of course, afterwards
Yeah,
about the next workshop in the same line or something else. There are plenty of subjects, as you know, but this time I wanted to focus on our intuition because that is the most neglected thing. And I also see a pattern when something happens. No, the same thing keeps on happening time and again. That pattern gives a clue, and all the time the intuition was saying something, and it was ignored.
yeah,
So there is a lot of connection between this pattern in life that can be linked to our intuition and the influence that we have, and then utilize mm, our voice and whatever way we want to express to uh, to get the end result that we think we should get, we deserve to get.
Very true.
Yeah. So I'll be waiting for your feedbacks as to
A
what
very,
all
very,
subjects.
very casual but very formal talk in terms of understanding the power of intuition and again how to give a life to the intuition.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the way it is.
Yeah. So if are you in Facebook, Ravi,
Yeah, I'm
by
in
any
Facebook.
chance?
Very rare because I'm not using it fully. I
Okay.
used to check very well because the area two times it got hacked actually. So then post to that I was not using it fully, but it is there. I have Facebook. I used to see if there is a message that it is in Facebook, you ought to then I used to go to my Facebook and see it. Otherwise, most of the time I used to use only WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a channel also, YouTube channel.
Okay.
So you can subscribe to that.
Yeah.
And every day I post something in Facebook. I
Yeah.
actually upload that to my channel also.
Okay.
So
I look.
without getting
I look into
getting
YouTube. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'll give you. So if you have seen any of my videos, then if you can subscribe there, it is all automatically get subscribed and you will get the notification whenever there is an upload.
Sure, I'll do that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for
Yeah.
being in this workshop, and thank you for all the participation that you did. Please do keep on writing, and the pen and the paper are the most magical tools in the world. I found out everybody says that, and all the best, all the best. We'll
Yeah.
see,
You.
and
Thank
we'll
you.
meet in the
Can
near future. Yeah.
can
Thank
do.
you so much.
Yeah. 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 Take care. Yeah.